Hello, this is Allison Church. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I thought today I would read quite possibly one of the most beautiful excerpts from my book, The Misadventures of Quran the Knight. And this is the first book in a trilogy, and the trilogy is called The Known World Chronicles, and known spelled without the K. It's a story about a knight called Quran who is cursed to become one of the most beautiful women on the planet. And once this happens, to add insult to injury, the Wicca master who applies this curse makes him fall, or I should say her, fall in love with her squire. And they go through wonderful adventures, horrific episodes, and have to tackle fantastic obstacles. There's a little steampunk in it. There's a little science fiction. A lot of fantasy. And just a tad bit of horror. Because one of the main characters, which surprised me, is a vampire by the name of Count Voslo. Now, Count Voslo was not supposed to be a major player in this trilogy. He was just supposed to be a character and an obstacle my heroes had to go past in order to complete their quest. He totally became three-dimensional and a very good adversary of both Quran the Knight and the known world. But the one beautiful passage that I wanted to read to you. It's kind of like I'm breaking a rule right here. It's right at the end of the first book. And Quran's getting married. And the wizard is one of the characters that I had immense fun with. His name was Keith, spelled Keeth. And he is the element of steampunk that I told you about. He is a new form of, he's a new wizard who has a new form of magic called science. And he has built this incredible ship called the Argo. And the Argo can be everything from a seafaring vessel to a huge zeppelin that can defy space and time. All he has to do is push a certain lever, and whatever he wants comes to fruition by the powers of science. But he's also, being a wizard, licensed to marry people. And he says this one passage during the wedding ceremony that I honestly don't remember writing, but it's one of the most beautiful passages in the entire book. So here it is, on page 556, The Misadventures of Quran the Knight. And I believe it is chapter 58. It's substantial if you ever want to read these puppies. Okay. The ceremony itself was conducted quietly. Just Keith, Kai, and Molly in attendance. The whole thing was performed under a huge tree, the oldest in the village. One of the most sacred acts of a wizard or Wicca master, Keith solemnly said, holding an ancient book open in front of Quran and Jatel, is the bonding of two elements into one stable solid. Of all the acts and chain events that evoke them, love is the greatest of mysteries. Jatel stood nervous and out of place as Quran tugged at his arm. The squire was dressed in his best combat armor, something he rarely did outside the arena of war. He looked taller, nobler, and gallant. All were impressed. Perhaps it is right that no wizard or Wicca-master can create love. That is what gives the act so much power. Quran's eyes met those of her lover. They were soft and accepting. Something the knight had always wanted and secretly waited for. A place to call home. Who knew that she could find it via a curse in the kind hearts of her squire? Quran of Teal, do you accept the love of this man? The wizard asked. With all my hearts, Quran kissed Jatel. Jatel of Ilium, noble squire to the house of Adocia, do you accept the love of this woman? Jatel looked at his master and beamed. I shall fight for her honor with my last breath. I would suffer for her and her happiness. I would die just to hold her hand. Keith chuckled. A simple yes would do. Everyone held back a laugh. Then, by the authority given to me by my kingdom, peers, and order, I bind the two of you into one solid element. May you prosper and live in honor. It was done. Jatel kissed his master. I welcome thee into my heart's husband, Quran whispered, almost in tears. And I you, sire, my wife. To the last, Jatel was loyal and faithful. God, it still affects me. Sorry. Well, if you wish to buy the book, it's available under my dead name. It's on Amazon. It amazes me that something that I wrote and I know intimately can still move me like that. So it makes me wonder what it does to people who read it for the first time. I sincerely hope it's the same emotion. This was an important book because subconsciously, vicariously, I could live the life that I am enjoying now, minus the dragons, the vampires, and the dwarves, and the elves, and yada, 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 yada. I plan on writing a trilogy soon that will be about Count Voslow's life, the vampire I mentioned, and how he rose to power and then, like Darth Vader, met his ultimate defeat. I don't know if you guys have had this phenomenon. I'm changing the subject. I don't know if you've had this phenomenon, but you order something online. You find out after you pay for it, it's coming from China. And then within days of you doing this information, you are hit in your email with a plethora of Chinese-based pharmaceuticals that want you to buy their dick pills. I got so frustrated with one of these things that I actually sent them, a message. China, I'm turning into a girl. I don't need your fucking dick pills. That doubled my thing. So now I just spend a good 20 or 30 minutes of my day clicking block sender, block sender, block sender, spam, spam, spam. Wow. I wish we had a government that wasn't owned by them and that we could tell them, you got to stop doing this shit. But hey, c'est la vie. I was at a restaurant today that I thoroughly enjoy. And I was having me a Reuben sandwich and some French fries. And I was enjoying my meal immensely. And these people sat down, like I'm here and they're over here, within earshot. And I'm not wearing my mask because, I'm eating. And one of the people, if I heard this correctly, they said, "Would you look at that fucking joke over there?" In reference to me. And his friend or co-worker or something turned around and looked at me and goes, "God, what a joke." Me being the rascal that I am, cleared my throat, and I go, I can fucking hear you." They got quiet. The waitress came over and said, "Is there a problem?" I said, "Nothing that euthanasia couldn't take care of." I know it was wrong for me to say that. It hurts even when I'm eating a sandwich, I'm not accepted. But as they say, it comes with the territory. I knew this wasn't going to be a Disney movie when I went into it day one. She said I'm constantly tired of, I guess you call them cisgendered people, reminding me I'm not. But we learn by doing. There's going to come a time, I hope, when people like you and me, and even them, can be the person we've always wanted to be, without prejudice, without peer pressure, without depression, and with hope. I honestly believe that the future is going to be bright. Unfortunately for us, at this time, we are going to have to go through a lot of dark to get there. Unfortunately. Well, I am going to let you go. I will be away for 3 days. I have the dreaded Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that I have to work. 36 fun-filled hours of not saying a damn thing because I don't want to get in trouble for saying the wrong thing. Like, hi. So, there is that. I want to thank you all again for your kind words of support. You fill me with great strength when you tell me that you think I'm pretty and you think I'm strong. And one day I'll try to live up to those words. But this is Allison Church, and this has been Allison Through the Looking Glass. Please be kind to each other. Take care of yourself. And above all, my friends, please be happy.